You are will do, and you can only have one home setup, and you can only have one display in your house or apartment.
Okay.
It's not an easy choice.
Definitely, I'll go for that one.
Huawei is back in a way you might not have expected, in a way I didn't expect. And actually, I think they came with a bang. Look at this slender little monitor right here. That's what Huawei is going to be focusing on next. This is the Mate View monitor. If you have one of Huawei's smartphones or other devices, then you can actually send video to this wirelessly. If you have the phone, you can just tap this section over here and send your video that way. Extremely slim bezel on here and a 3:2 aspect ratio, giving you slightly beyond 4K resolution since you have more vertical pixels. So it's like 4K plus. But what I like about the monitor, beyond the styling and the aggressive screen to body ratio, the number of ports and peripherals you can hook up to it in a kind of clean fashion. So on the back here, we have a full-size HDMI port. We have a mini display port. We have our first USB port, USB Type-C. We have two USB-A ports, another Type-C port. There's an audio port and a power switch. So all your peripherals are gonna hook up here conveniently and be really easy to access. Plus, you can use this Type-C port to not only charge your laptop at 65 watts, but also transmit your video. So you can do the single cable setup so long as 65 watts is enough to charge your laptop. The other thing here is you have a height adjustable stand, and actually the mechanism there feels quite robust. You can use this in your room as a place to watch content, stream content, and then also do content creation because you've actually got a calibrated panel here, a color accurate calibrated panel here for getting work done. Everything is controlled via touch bar, so there's no joystick type of setup. Those tend to be quite frustrating on monitors. Beyond that, just from an engineering standpoint, this is crazy thin. The power adapter is quite portable and small. So that's display number one. This one, a slightly different approach, a curved and wide monitor. And one of the coolest things I noticed straight away is the fact that you have this sound bar down at the bottom. The entire stand has been engineered, has been designed around having this sound bar. And as more and more people are using these types of monitors as their main content consumption device, this becomes all that much more convenient without the need to add external sound. I think it has some RGB lighting as well. It's ultra wide, obviously a much different aspect ratio. It's gonna go up to 165 Hertz. So this is the GT model. And along with this package, we actually received their wireless charging mouse pad GT and the wireless mouse GT. So this wireless mouse will charge on this pad. So you won't need any type of external cable for it ever. Oh, and actually this supports Qi enabled devices. So you can charge your smartphone on this pad as well, which would be convenient on the desktop. You do not have that fancy touchpad that's on the other display. Instead here, we have a little nub, a more typical joystick. We've got power, two HDMI ports, full-size display port, one USB Type-C, and then there is also an audio port, and then a power adapter that looks very similar to the other model, actually. All right, so look at that. That is so simple to set up. You have one Type-C cable going in from the power brick and another one out to the laptop. It's crazy clean and minimal. In this case, they decided to have this really accessible port on the side, which I think is useful, not just for connecting your laptop, but also just for quickly charging a mobile device, charging a smartphone, something like that. This gives you an idea of your aspect ratio compared to, say, a typical laptop. Now, the reason you might want a taller monitor is for productivity, for web browsing, things like this, where you typically have more content up and down. You have scrollable content, and just at a very quick glance here, you can see lots of it. It's personal preference. 3.2 is something we don't have too many options for, as a lot of stuff has gone wide, or even ultra wide for that matter, particularly amongst gaming monitors. I like the idea for productivity of having something a little bit taller. And you can check over here, 2 hours until it's fully charged. No power brick necessary. It's a true one cable, go to work, pop the laptop in a bag, set up when you get there with the singular cable. I always love that when I don't need to carry an extra or a separate power brick. Now, as far as the interface is concerned, it's down here, and look at that for quickly adjusting volume. Very convenient and responsive, actually. Oh yeah, look at that. I can select my source. Brightness levels above 80 will be straining on your eyes. Raise it anyway. Ooh, look at that. Tap twice to go back. I do think that this is faster to interact with than the joystick style that's on that other monitor or on most monitors. You just can be disorienting at times. Oh, by the way, there's a microphone in here as well to improve performance when it comes to video conferencing.
It's just that I was told that this space was big, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of friends were like, it's big, it's really cool. And I had I was expecting it to be big. And then when I walked in, I was like, mother of God,
yeah,
this is unreal.
Well, it's obviously just a, you know, it's like a mono speaker in the center channel area, but it's useful. I would rather have it than not have it. And trust me, I have monitors that have no sound, and I often end up like in a pinch and I gotta find a headset or something like that. So having something inside the display is a bonus. There actually is a tiny bit of bass in there in this slim little profile. Kind of surprising. Cool. I really like this matte finish. It's kind of a nice mix where you get the vibrance of the color, but I'm not being distracted by reflections, and that's kind of crazy to say in this space because there's an abundance of potential reflections, and still this is usable for me. So this is probably the one that's gonna be most appealing to me, but it's not the only one we're looking at today. So Will just arrived over here and he's eating these Berry Bliss snacks and it's like loving it. So we have two monitors here today. This one, this is the Mate View. Okay. Minimal, very slender, extreme screen to body ratio, 4K plus, 3:2 aspect ratio, one cable. If you need it in a pinch, audio. Did you hear his grunts and groans? He went,
I like the slim bezel. Big fan.
And then over here, their Mate View GT display, obviously a little bit wider, more gaming oriented, built-in soundbar with RGB touch interface for controlling volume. Oh, and then they put out this wireless mouse, wireless charge pad, Qi compatible. You are will do, and you can only have one home setup, and you can only have one display in your house or apartment.
Okay.
This is 165 hertz.
How's the audio on it?
Let's find out. Oh, look, see how you can
a new song or something.
See how much volume you have?
You just wanted to use this?
Yeah.
Just by tapping?
Start this show without my track.
It gets you in the zone, man.
I like it.
That's our max. Can I just say something to you? There's the convenience factor. Of course, you can always beat this with external audio.
Sure.
And it's not just in one stand. And you have to have a stand anyway. By the way, the mouse is, this is pretty cool. So I guess you go to charge it right over here and then you're charging as well. Yeah, look.
Can you put a phone there? Or?
Yeah. Like that. Sick. But we're not talking about the charge mat today. We're talking about the tough choice. I've already made my choice.
Which one did you go for?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
165 hertz, what is it, 3440? Different layout. Audio priority, gaming priority, minimalist, productivity, 4K plus.
I would go for that one right there.
Wow, he picked the other one. I picked that one over there. I just love the look of it. But that's the new stuff from Huawei. Huawei's back.
They're back.
Just not where you expected. They found a way back in the studio via monitors, new monitors. And you guys can decide in the comments, do you vote Willy Do with the ultra wide and the gaming potential of 165 hertz, nice little speaker soundbar unit? Or do you go minimal with the Mate View non-GT and the ultra slim bezel and the 4K plus resolution? It's up to you. Now Will can go back to eating his